When I came out this morning, I thought I'd finish up cutting that field over there. Now, the field that you're looking at belongs to someone who said they don't want me to cut it. The one on the other side belongs to my other neighbor on the other side of me. And we got an agreement that I'll keep it cut for him. And I started cutting it this morning. It was going right along pretty well when my mower stopped cutting. And I thought, well, maybe it slung a belt, but you know, usually when you sling a belt, you kind of hear it flopping around under there. So I got it over here and brought the air compressor hose way out here to blow all the grass out of it so I wouldn't get it in my garage. And I got looking at it, and I've broken a spring on the mower deck. A lot of times these mower decks will hang under here, and they'll have a spring that pulls them back against the belt, which runs up to the engine. But up inside of here, I think I can feel it without having to get up inside here. There's a spring right here, if y'all can see that. I'm not even sure what it was hooked to, but the easiest thing to do would be take this deck off the mower, repair that spring. I can do that myself. And I've never had this mower deck off, so it'll give me a chance to pull it off, and maybe while I got it off I'll sharpen the blades. But I've noticed a lot of times I'll make videos about working on these old John Deeres, and somebody say, appreciate that video, because I didn't know how to do this thing or that. So maybe if I make a little bit of a video about how to get that off and all, it might be helpful to somebody. So the first thing I got to do is get the hot rod out, which is always a joy because I kind of like driving the hot rod. So I'll just ease her out, park her over here, pull the lawnmower in there, and we'll get under it and see what we have to do to get that mower deck off. The ones on the other John Deeres I got is pretty easy to get off, so I don't anticipate this one's going to be too difficult. We'll see about it here in about a minute. Generally what I do when I'm working on one of these, put a blanket down on either side, that way I can kind of lay on the floor. Not scratching up the armsies. I'm going to get me another blanket and I'll put it under this side, and we'll poke up under there and see what it looks like. Alright, so I'll give you a little bit of an idea of what I think we're going to be messing with here. And I'll point this flashlight under here to try to make it a little bit easier to see. This is the spring here that's loose. And what this mechanism, this arm that it hooks to does, is it makes a tension between the mower belt and the blades. And what you see up top, there's a belt there, and then there's a second belt down inside the mower deck that drives all the blades. There's probably 3 blades in this thing. And when this pulls, that flashlight's in the way. When this pulls, it throws an arm in there. Now I was looking for the place where that attaches to, and over here, if I move all this straw out of the way, I see a little hook. So my thinking is that used to attach right there. Now if I was strong enough, I could bend this end over and pull it up there and hook it to that, and it'd be fixed. But I ain't strong enough, nobody is, because that's pretty hard to do. So it's gonna be easier to get the deck out from under there to do that. And that looks pretty easy. It looks like right back here you see there's a little U-shaped thing with a spring on it. I think if you pull that out, and the one on the other side out, then this will let you slide the mower deck forward, and then you unhook this bar here, and then you should be able to slide that deck right out. You'll probably have to, you know, be aware of the belt that runs from here back to there and unhook that belt. So I'm gonna try doing that, and then I'll show you what we got after that. Okay, so I used a screwdriver on the other side, and on this side I used this bar here. I kind of made this thing to adjust the valves on a Chevy with ages ago, and this little hook, I was able to get under that little U-shaped thing and give it one of those, and it came loose. And when it did, the whole mower deck fell down. You can see now it rolls around, and you see up there that bar it was holding it just fell down. So basically all I got to do is drag it out from under here now, and then we see what we need to do to reattach that spring over there. I was able to pull that spring off, and what we have done when I was a young kid in the past, we would bend one of these springs out and use that for the new hook to hook that in. I might be able to do something like that. We'll know in a little bit. So I'll just reach up here and pull this like that, see? And now this thing should literally slide out from under here. I don't think there's anything else hooked to the mower. I might need to jack the mower up. I noticed that pulley belt under there. Well, let's see. That pulley belt's, well, that'll slip right off the motor. So I'll move this blankie and then see if we can. Oh yeah, I got this thing over here too. Take that off. That's my little thing. I pull that up when I'm cutting in the big field there, so I don't get the. I'm even looking at the mower. I pull this up when I'm cutting that big field and throw the grass out so it don't stack up. Unhook that belt. I don't think anything else holding it except the back wheel. This is in front of the front wheel, and the back wheel's in front of that wheel. I'm going to put a jack on that front and jack the front end up. That'll make it a little bit easier to get out from under there too, I think. So what's going to have to happen here is this spring hooks to this thing, and it comes over here like this. It might have been the other way. No, it wasn't. It's like this. So it hooks like that. It comes across here, and you can see where it hooks right here. So I just got to re-hook this spring to that. While I'm at it, I'll clean out all this grass and stuff from here, and that'll help it too. Oh, the joy. I think what I'll do is run down in the woods, grab my little French trailer, and use it to set this on. That way I can get it out in the yard there and pull all that straw and stuff out without it being in here in the garage. And then I can also flip it over and sharpen the sharpen the lawnmower blades. And then we'll get that spring figured out. And I'll just take this mower, since Since it's handy by, run down there and grab that trailer. Oh, the joy. Feller, my neighbor came over a few minutes ago. We took a ride in hot rod up the road and back. Oh, just for fun. Get my air compressor. So we'll take a look at what's underneath here. You know, I've been cutting that field out there with that, and these blades are about as sharp as, not as sharp as a butter knife, that's for sure. Ain't no way I could cut my finger on that. And that's your cutting edge, lower edge right there. What I'm gonna do is get my grinder, and I'm gonna grind these edges until they're sharp on these 3 blades. Now this mower is cracked right here, and it's cracked right here, but I don't know if it's necessarily needing to be repaired, because I don't think it's going to fall apart if I don't do anything about that right away. In fact, I think he'd probably outlast me. So I'll just get my grinder, we'll do some grinding, and then we'll flip this over and we'll grease the bearings in all 3 of these. They seem like they turn pretty good, considering the fact they're probably rubbing up against the belt on the other side. So I'll do that. That's got a good sharpness to it there. Now, I got it cut real good. One of the things I noticed about this thing is that the center row was not cutting as good as the 2 outside edges, so I'm guessing this was the most dull blade. That should help it quite a lot right there. We're going to do all of them, but that right there should help it a goodly bit. Yes, sirree, Bob. They're bent a little bit, but it might still be okay just as it is. I'm going to grease up these pulley wheels. And I'm going to splash a little oil. That metal piece on the mower has to go between these two bars right here for this to all fit back together. I'm going to oil them up pretty good. So now the only thing left to do is to fix that spring. Okay. Let's see how we can do on that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to bend this thing or not. I guess there's one way to find out. See, I bent it a little bit, and that's what we're shooting for, is to be able to do something like that. Now, what I can do probably is put this in here. I've got these little skinny vice grips here, and I bend this like this. I want them to go underneath that spring on the back side. On top of that spring on the front side. Close. Maybe another thing I could do would be to grab that, use that as a point, bend this, this. You know what else I could do is put a little piece of something on the back side of that as a hinge point. Let me see, a big old nail would do it, or a screw. If I put this nail on the back side of that, then when I went to bend that, it would keep the spring from popping out. Get the point of a screwdriver in there, I might can bend it with that. Okay, so now what I got is this. Now I might want to take this little bent piece here and kind of twist it around a little if I can. Sometimes you can get lucky with a big screwdriver and pop one of them springs back on. I'm gonna try it right here. Yeah, I need that ring to be right here. Sometimes you can grab it with a big screwdriver and hook one end into that, and you start pulling it. It's singing like a spring door. Look at there. Okay, that's a fix right there, my friends. Now all I gotta do is back on the mower. We should be ready to cut some grass. Now this piece needs to go back up under the front end like it was before. So there's 3 contact points. There's that one and here. If you get this lined up right when you lower this mower deck thing, it should line right up with that. Now I'm going to grab a hammer, screwdriver, things like that. And the other thing I have to do is put this belt back on. Don't forget that. Y'all see me from over there? Sure you can. And this belt, one end of it goes around the pulley that's hanging down from the motor, and the other end of it goes around the pulley that's on the mower. And you can slide that mower forward to get that on there, and then push it back. And then the next trick is going to be to line up this piece of metal with that piece of metal. And sometimes in order to do this, you have to loosen the bolts. There's a couple of bolts on the front of this. Sometimes you have to loosen them. I might get it on there without doing that, but you'll never know till I try. So, suppose another option I could do, and I think I've done this before, is raise the back up, set the back on some blocks of wood. I can't, that arm doesn't want to come down. Maybe it needs weight on it to do so. But I can also get a block of wood set under the back of the mower and do it. I'll look at this a little more though. I was thinking this arm would work freely. Got that on there. I'm not sure why it's not, but I get a couple pieces of wood to put under it and see what we think. As you know, I keep a few pieces of wood in the garage. You never know when you might need one, or something just like this. See what's happening. See, that's hitting that head of that bolt. And just go up. And maybe what's keeping it from coming down. I think so. Now we got to relocate this front part again because it fell out. The only thing that keeps all this stuff in place is pressure that's put on itself and on each other. Human race works that way too. Maybe. Honey Babe came home and she brought me some salmon for lunch, so I'm gonna go eat that. Anyway, I'll be rested up when I come back out there, and that thing will just jump right into place. That's the way it goes. It is. Patience goes a long ways. Oh, that salmon was good. My wife took one of the neighbors. Well, let's see. I think she took some Christmas stuff over to her, and she sent back some salmon and a salad. Oh, that was good. Let's see. I think I'm pretty close to getting this thing on here. Let me, I'll put my shirt back on. This is a welding shirt, by the way. It's one of my Christmas presents that I bought for myself. Some of y'all might remember I set myself on fire with a grinder at some time in the past, and the other day I burned another shirt, and I said I gotta get me a fireproof welding shirt, so I ordered this one. That's what it is. So. Yeah, that's good thing. Phew. I'm pretty close to having this in place. One of the things I forgot is they say to lift the mower and sit the back end up on a block. I didn't do that, so that's why I'm having to pick it up now. But I'm pretty close to having it in the right place. I might have to take it loose. I might have to take it loose to get it in place, but I can do that too because I got those kind of skills. Oh, you know what? I just realized this thing has one of those little turny things on the front when you put that bar on. I just realized I bet that would, but if I used that, it would let that move back a little. I bet they made that so you didn't have to readjust them screws every time. Let's try that. I'm gonna flip this down. Yeah, I think that's what that's going to do is allow me, I think that's going to be like a little turn handle to keep me from having to tighten the bolts on the front of that. Let's try now. Let's see if we get the back part in. That was always the hard part on these. Getting that part in. Oh, I could also slip the belt off. That's the other hard part, is to get the tension on the belt, but it may be if I just hook the back that I could put that belt on there and retension it. That one went in place. That one's in place. Yeah. I get that belt on there. So everything's in place except for the belt. I may not have done this right, but I'm not sure if there's a better way. I don't know what I'm going to need to do, to be honest with you. I might need to give it some more thought. I'm going to try taking the back loose again. surprised this is being so difficult. I've done quite a few of these. I've never had one be this hard to get the back section in. Of course, I hadn't done this particular 275, but it looks like it mounts the same and everything. Getting close. I hear my neighbor coming. I got another neighbor coming down. So I'm gonna quit again and go visit with my neighbor.
Winter's coming.
We'll come back to this. Might be tomorrow before we get back to it. We'll see. I'll get it one way or another. Sometimes it just takes longer than others. Okay, tubers, today is tomorrow. Remember yesterday when I left you, I said I'd come back tomorrow. Well, this is tomorrow, and I woke up this morning pretty sore and stiff and achy from manhandling this thing. And I came out here and I worked up more. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be even more sore. But right now I feel okay. Sometimes working hard, you kind of work through it and you feel better. But this is on here. Up and down, works like it's supposed to. The blades are sharpened, the belt is on. I'm gonna take it out here and then I'm gonna go cut some grass, kind of an experimental grass cut thing, and see how the new blades work. This is Christmas Eve. Those of you who are seeing this a little after Christmas, that might not mean anything to you, but you know, I kind of wanted to play some banjo, put some Christmas music up, and do a little ho 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 with Mrs. Claus, you know, video things. And she's in there tuning up an instrument right now, so. I'm still having my morning super sauce. Some of y'all know what this is. It's vinegar and it's lemon juice and it's honey, local honey, and cinnamon. And sometimes I put a shot of V8 in there. After I drink it all down, there's residue on the ice cubes, you know, from the cinnamon. So I throw a splash of V8 in there and drink that and washes down all the rest of it.
Give me a coffee can, sit me on the street.
I've recently given up sweet tea. I should say that different. I've recently stopped eating sugar, started putting honey in my sweet tea. Honey's pretty much good for you, no matter how you go about it. And what else have I done? I used to buy sweet tea from a grocery store. Now I'm buying that stuff that's green tea with ginseng and oh, it's got all kind of health benefits in it. I think they throw an extra few, you know, health benefits. They just throw them in the vat when they're making the stuff. I don't even know what all's in it, but it's supposed to be good for you. So I'm gonna stop talking about that. I'm gonna back this thing out here. I'm gonna test the lawnmower blade, and then we'll probably go drag out a banjo or something and maybe put on a Santa Claus hat and do something for Christmas, because Christmas is tomorrow. But for right now, I'm just gonna rest, sit here and drink my super sauce, just like Super Chicken. Y'all familiar with Super Chicken? If y'all don't know about Super Chicken, you need to go back and pull up the Super Chicken cartoons from off of YouTube and find a version where he sings the Super Chicken theme song. Some of y'all might not know the Super Chicken theme song, but I know it by heart. It says, when you think that you're in trouble, when you need help on the double, he will bring them back alive and kicking. You laughing yet? There is one thing you can do. He'll hurry up and rescue you. Just call for Super Chicken. And if you're afraid you'll have to overlook it, because you knew the job was dangerous when you took it, he will drink his super sauce and throw the bad guys for a loss, and he will bring them back alive and kicking. There is one thing you can do. He'll hurry up and rescue you. Just call for Super Chicken. Call for Super Chicken. Amen. Now, if I was in one of them 50s French Riviera, where the rich folks live on the mansion on the hill movies, I'd throw this into the fireplace and shatter it. But I ain't gonna be shattering none of Mama's slices. She wouldn't like that. And besides, I'd have to clean up the mess. And besides, I ain't put my V8 juice in there yet. But let me get the mower out of here, and we'll confer later on. So I'm gonna go down there and give this a test in the high grass. We'll see how it cuts. This is where I cut with it the other day, and there was a center spot that was kind of missing the grass. Okay, so as you look over here, you can see the part that I cut with the new blade. Go up through here and look at it. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but I think it might be better. So I'm going to cut the camera off, go ahead and finish up this part here, and I'll talk to y'all later. I hope you have a good day. If you're not, get over it.